Welcome to my channel, and this is going to be the first video that I make starting off with a new channel, and I hope you'll continue to watch it and maybe even subscribe or give me a thumbs up on this video and continue to watch me in the future. And today we're going to be making pizza from scratch, and it's very simple and very easy recipe that I've come up with. And we'll start off by saying I've already got my stove turned on and preheating to 350. And the recipe for the dough is just 2 ingredients, but got like a small pan here. It's probably about a 9 by 11, and I'm going to spray it so it won't stick. We'll set that aside. The 2 ingredients you're going to need, and I will leave the recipe at the end of the video for you if you're interested in it, is self-rising flour. Of course, you could use plain flour and add a dash of baking soda to have it rise if you don't have that on hand, and some low-fat Greek yogurt here. And the flour calls for a cup of that, so there's my half a cup. And another half a cup. You may also want to leave you a little bit of flour extra in your little container, because it does get sticky and we can use our fingers to dab in that, because I'm going to be mixing with my hands. They have been washed and they're clean, but you can use cooking type gloves to mix this up if you'd like. The yogurt is to your choice. I'm going to start off today with just 3/4 of a cup of yogurt. Most recipes call for it to be a whole cup of Greek yogurt, but we're going to start off with 3/4 a cup and see if that will be enough to make our dough good. So there's 1/4. And I have read on different recipes and things that the Greek yogurt is what you're wanting to use, not just the plain vanilla or plain yogurt, but the actual plain Greek yogurt. And that will be my 3/4. And we're going to leave this aside just in case we need some more. And I'll say to start with, you might want to, instead of getting your hands all real gooey to start with, mix it a little bit with your spoon that just came out of your yogurt. And if we need to get some more yogurt out, I'll go back and get a clean spoon. But I wanted the dough to be kind of dry to start with, so my hands don't get so sticky. Now, of course, to take the easy way out, you could buy a pizza dough that's already crust made up, and you wouldn't have to do that. But usually this is something, especially that you might want to think about because you've got all the ingredients at home already. And as you can see, it is kind of sticky and gooey, but we're going to mix it pretty well here now with our hands, since we've already got it in the little bit drier form. And that's the way our grandparents and maybe great-grandparents mix their dough, is with their hands. So a lot of people may want to use the dough mixer part of your appliances if you've got one, but they're so big and bulky. To me, it's just easier to get the hands in there and mix it up myself. And we're going to be kind of bending it back over and putting our knuckles into it, or kneading it, as they say, to get the dough going. And we want to make sure we do that enough times that we're getting all the pockets out, so that the big air pockets that may be in there that would cause it to, the crust to maybe not be so flaky or fall apart. And I hope you like this channel that I'm fixing to start. And I thought I would start this out because somebody requested that I make this as recipe up so they could get to see how this pizza is made for themselves. And so I decided to make it my very first one, but I'm going to be making lots of easy type recipes, some that are very simple with no baking, some that will end up also being just very few ingredients. And I will be making in a future video this same dough recipe, the 2 items thing, because I make a lot of this and make it into bagels. And my husband and I enjoy that for breakfast. It's starting to kind of form into a ball right now, but I want to knead it a few more times. And I think this 3/4 of the Greek yogurt is going to be enough for this doings. You do want to have your stove preheating, and the reason we're going to do that before we mix our ingredients is that we're going to cook the dough for about 10 minutes. We're not going to fully cook it, but we want it firm enough that when we put our ingredients on it, that it doesn't, soak into the dough while it's kind of still really raw stages of the dough and make it soggy. And we want our crust to be rather firm. All right, I think I've about got that done. So we're going to move it on over to our sprayed pan that we've got. And we're just going to spread it all out into that pan. Now, if you like your dough thinner or thicker, I'll show you when we get the pizza done how the dough looks on it. And you can decide if you'd like a lot of people like their dough real thin. I don't like mine very real thin, but I also don't like it so thick that it doesn't seem to get done in the middle. And this takes a little bit, and this is where you might want to use your flour fingers to spread it out a little bit more. But that makes a good size here. It's just my husband and myself here at the house, and this makes us a good fast lunch when I'm cooking it and everything. And sometimes your dough's not going to look the prettiest, but you're going to have stuffings and different things on the top. So it doesn't really matter how wonderful it looks, the dough underneath it, because you're not going to even see it. But I do want to kind of get mine spread out. Of course, you could use different size pans, make you a bigger batch of the dough if you've got a big family, or you could definitely use a small round pan to have that pizza look. But I even like what they call sometimes pan pizzas that are square looking. So mine's going to be cooked in this. And you just heard my oven preheating, and it's got up to the 350 degrees. And I'm trying to make it look a little prettier for this video so it doesn't look so ragged around the ends for you. And I hope you will try it, this recipe. We like it real well. I've made it several times. And now we've got the dough in there. We're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes, like I said, to give it a little bit of a pre-cook. I'm going to clean this off and show you how I make the ingredients for the top. While that dough is cooking for that 10 minutes, this is a good time to make your sauce for it. You can buy a can of some pizza sauce and already have it made, but I like the flavors of making it myself, so that way I can add as much spices or as little spices as I'd like. And we'll get to the topping in just a minute too, but first I start out with like an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce here. And it doesn't have to be any particular brand. Now, after you see my pizza, you could add more sauce to yours if you want more sauce on yours, but I found out this 8-ounce can is just enough for the amount that I like for me and my husband. I'm going to be adding Italian seasoning. And of course, all these spices are to your taste. And I like a lot of times just to look and see how much, when I stir it all together, how it looks. I'm going to add some oregano. And a little bit of basil. And once again, you could even buy your own pizza sauce already made up and just add you a little bit more spices if it's not spicy enough for you. And I'm just going to mix it and see what it looks like here, and then I'll show you. Well, it looks pretty good, but I think I'm going to add just a little bit more spices because I kind of like my flavors to come through with that Italian seasoning. So let's add a little bit more of that. I think that's going to be enough to do it. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good. You can actually see the spices there in it, and that's the way I like to see it. Enough of it that you know you're going to get the taste of those spices. And today, I'm going to be, of course, making pepperoni cheese pizza for us, but you can add so many things to this recipe, such as you could add sausage or beef on it instead, or you could add even ham and pineapple. Some people like that taste of theirs. My husband doesn't particularly care for that, but I do like it. Also, you could just fix it a veggie type pizza or make it a pizza supreme by putting onions, peppers, all kinds of things on it. It's up to you and your taste. So we're going to wait for that 10 minutes to be up, and when it is, I'll come back and we'll put this pizza together. Well, I see by the timer here, it's been 10 minutes, so we're going to take the pizza crust out. And your pizza crust is going to look like this. It's not going to be brown on top or anything like that. And the main thing is that when you do you can touch it with your fingers and it's not that sticky feeling that the dough had previously, but it has a little bit of firmness enough to it. So we're going to just spread our topping on it that we made. And I think you'll be able to see when I kind of tilt it just a little bit that this is actually enough to do this one pizza and cover it real well. Like I said, you could make a double batch if you got more people to feed out of it, but this makes a wonderful two-person pizza. And there's that. And by us getting today, I'm doing mozzarella cheese, but you can do whatever cheese you like to put on top of it. And my motto, there's never too much cheese. So all of this mainly is just a taste, and that's the good thing about it. You can make two little individual ones if you've, like, say, got children that don't like the pepperoni and just want a plain cheese pizza, or you know, they want something else on theirs. They don't want any, you know, vegetables on theirs. Just do the meats of different kinds. And this is a 2-cup pack, and it looks like I've used about a half a pack on here. And I'm going to spread it just a little bit thinner here with my fingers. And you could put, like I said, more cheese or less cheese if you want to. Now the recipe itself, if you're not videoing, you can do it from start to finish and have it done within 40 minutes of pizza. You can't usually even go to a pizza parlor and pick you up a pizza by then. So we're going to put a good amount of pepperoni because I really am a big pepperoni fan. And I know some people don't like it, so that's the good reason that you can make it just a cheese pizza or use other kinds of meat for your pizza besides pepperoni. And this is what it looks like. We're going to pop it in the oven and cook it for 20 minutes, and then I'll be back. I wish you could smell it. It smells delicious. And there is my pepperoni pizza. I'd give you an idea of the thickness of the crust. It may be a little thicker than a lot of people like it. I like mine kind of medium thick, not overly thick, like I said, where it would be doughy and I have a hard time cooking, or I definitely don't like my pizza crust real thin. But this one is kind of like a medium type crust. Here's a finished look at that pizza and a slice that I'm fixing to serve my husband. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching.